Zero.
Namaste, my name is Dhirendra Sharma and I am speaking from Bodhi Tree School at Siripur village in Bodh Gaya region of northern India. And I take this opportunity to thank all Maldives friends. We are truly humbled and overwhelmed in a way with the remarkable generosity and really sheer amount of trust. I would call it phenomenal trust. And I would also like to thank Right to Smile, Mr. Damian Attard. He played significant role, all the board of directors, all those who are associated with Right to Smile in the multiple capacities. We started our collaboration with Right to Smile potentially from 2014 and with about 120 students from the different villages around our Bodhi Tree campus. And the children are from secluded communities. You may say the community that has no access to the basic facilities like education, and in a way this community does not have a sort of fantasy like their children need to be educated, because they truly do not understand the essence of education and how can it transform the life of the children, how can it bring attitudinal shift in the communities. And somehow the universe conspired again potentially, and Mr. Damian Attard crossed the way, and we had an amazing conversation, exchange of ideas, and we came with a very concrete collaboration. And this is year 2019, so counting on all 5 glorious years, I would say that our attendance of the school, now we are educating here at the main campus over 500 children and educating 180 children in different play schools. We call it the satellite schools for the toddlers from the secluded communities. And let me tell you that in year 2014, we had a huge gap in the girl-boy ratio in the classes. I mean, there were, about 70% boys and 30% girls. In some of the classes, even it was bigger. I think the gap was very shocking. You see, normally the Manji communities or other communities that you may say community backdrop, or you may say the communities in destitution or denial, they primarily believe that children should be raised in a way so that they can earn their bread and butter. That's all. So they don't have, and this is because of the intergenerational suppression or denial or destitution. Basically, Bodhi Tree School was igniting the spirit, igniting in a way so that the community starts having aspirations of educating their children. I think I would have a really gratitude for everyone, all volunteers overseas, who impacted in such a way that in 2019 the gap between the boy and girl, it has come to almost decimal. I mean, it is almost like we have now more than 49% of the girls who are attending this school. Our 4th generation of children after secondary exam in India, class 10 exam, they are now studying at the university, studying science, commerce and different faculties and the subjects, and having the aspirations, having their dreams to be the one they really wanted to be. So it's all about igniting the communities in a way so that they start having the aspirations to educate their children. The volunteers remarkably impacted the process. Right to Smile became the first, in a way, founding partner to the vision. You see, it was not only about the material resources, or it was not only about the resources, we may call them volunteer or somebody else. It was all about trusting the deeper version of the vision what Bodhi Tree had, educating the communities, bringing attitudinal change in the communities, looking education as the essence of the communities, sending the girls to study in the school. But you see, in this reason, I would not like to say that the government is not working. The government is working, but mostly it is a statistical jugglery. You see, it's all about the number. In Bodhi Tree School was very concerned about stirring the community in igniting their passion to have the fantasy to educate their children. And so, in 2019, I must tell you, there is an apparent, changes. I would like to let you know. Our fourth generation of children are studying at the university now. Number one, the gap between the girl and boy, ratio in the class, it has come to almost an end. Child marriages, is very prevalent in this particular community, In a way, you have to understand that the community has a reason, but I cannot talk all the details or the nitty-gritty details in a video, since I assume all of you are having your own priorities and have the things in your bucket list, and you have to do that. But I would like to tell you that the child marriages, normally in 2014, we had, we were shocked, because many of the girls, even from class 6 or 7, normally when you study in class 6 or 7, you are 12-year-old, 13, 14-year-old maximum. Sometime 14-year-old, because the girls or the boys, they start school and they don't know what is the appropriate age to start the school. Our play schools in the villages, I think, are the examples of our practical compassion and kindness, together with our vision for the toddlers. Because the communities, cross communities here, they do not know that even 3-year-old children can start going to school. We created a very entertaining and very, in a way, environment. Children loved it, and our play school children are brilliant in many ways. Here at Bodhi Tree School, this is, you see, what is the difference between the government and Bodhi Tree School. I would like to place an example. The government spends 97% of the budget. If you critically look at the budget of the government of Bihar on education, 97% budget is for the salary of the teachers. While in Bodhi Tree, we are putting 40% of our budget on the books and stationery and providing the children nutritional lunch, because our children basically come from laborer families, or the families, they even do not know what they are eating. You see, the world is developing, but for them, they have almost no idea whether they have vitamins or they have carbohydrates or they have protein. They just eat, to appease their hunger or something like that. So we are providing them midday meals. That includes, lentils, green vegetables, and rice. We also keep on, providing them sometimes fruits or something else. We have now, I would like to thank Mr. Victor Tati. He supported us having a computer lab that, in a way, children feel more motivated towards the schooling. And when you can see the children from the secluded communities, their fingers, like they're working on computer. So, this added another glory to the school. One of the reasons that the girls were absenting during their periods, you see. So normally you see people use cloths or the rags, that was causing reproductive tract infections and several other issues, reproductive health issues and all that. Or you can say, we are providing even the sanitary pads during their periods, and that has reduced their absenteeism during the periods, and it has demonstrated a very different humus even in the periods. So we are very concerned about all these small things, and that bring dividends, or that bring the walking examples, so that impact what we are doing. Now we have recruited some teachers from the cities. We are, you see, in India, one of the drawbacks that you may call is we do not have common education. You see, the privileged children, or the children from privileged family, those who have material resources, they have central board of education. So English is their basic, or the language of instructions is in English. But the children who are from the disprivileged communities, or the government of Bihar offers them a different curriculum. And there, English is not one of the languages that has significance. You see, like even the children, they study class 6, 7, they don't know even the basic English, because English is not emphasis. Technology is not over there. Information technology is not over there. But the competitions are same. You see, it's very sad to know that the majority of the career opportunities or the job opportunities are with the private sectors or the multinational companies or in the pharmaceutical companies, but their poor children cannot go because they don't have communication skills. There is no emphasis on interpersonal skills or communication skills or conversational skills or language skills. Bodhi Tree is following a middle way. So we are taking good part of the state curriculum, and we are also taking some good part from the central curriculum and preparing the children in a way so that they can also claim their positions in the employment, or they can also say, hey, look, I am also here. So in a way, we succeeded in a huge way, and this would not have done without the contributions of hundreds of volunteers overseas and hundreds of volunteers from Malta. They stayed with us in a village, having certain, a kind of, you may say, to live in a village and to live with the basic facilities was absolutely the challenge. I would like to congratulate on all the volunteers. They accepted the challenge with the humors. They were getting huge cultural immersions, developing such a rapport, such a relations with the communities and with the children. I mean, I must tell that the volunteers have demonstrated really in incredible way. I would call it phenomenal way, and we are very grateful for all the volunteers. And I would like to also congratulate even the new board of directors. I only wish if they could come and spend some time with the project in India. They could find our sincere visions, and they could experience the tools that we are using. They can experience how we are dealing with the tender children, and how are we trying to impact them, and how are we developing, raising them in a way, non-judgmental energy in all that. And if you come to Bodhi Tree School, you see the smile of children, you see the confidence even. We have Bodhi Tree Scout and Guide. This is an effort of the women empowerment, like the girls and the boys. We are preparing them, providing them physical trainings, the prayers and the drills. This is how these girls and the boys are turning to be the icons and turning to be the change agents of the local communities. Similarly, for the women, we have the project like we call Garden of Smiles. There we are providing vocational orientations, and these girls are now very different, because they are self-reliant, they have the confidence, they are looking the world differently, and this is a total development of a womanhood, because economic integration was nicely tailored out so that the girls can feel that economic confidence. And we have started the project for the children with special needs. You see, we are having 8 consultants, right, from speech therapist, ear specialist and all that, a multidisciplinary doctors, and a full-time clinical psychologist. And we are having now the field visits, and it is I will tell you, and currently we have identified 40 more children. We have already 40 students with mental health challenges like Down syndrome, ADHD, even with the autism spectrum and all that. And we have recently identified 40 more children. It is very easy to understand if one invests a bit of the mind, that if the communities even do not consider education as a fantasy for the normal children, how would they consider educating their mentally challenged children? And of course, in a superstitious design where the people believe in black magic, and some parents have 3 children, 3 mentally challenged. The mother was not fed during the pregnancy. She did not have even the micronutrients and all that. She was malnourished. Then she got pregnant. There is no family planning. So Bodhi Tree job is more about educating the communities. It's more like we are teaching how to fish than giving them the fish. So it took some time to bring the behavioral shift, attitudinal shift, and now the children of these special children parents, in a way they are trusting the whole process. They are going through certain mobilization sessions. We are also guiding them on the parenting tools. The children are coming. We are providing them transport facilities. We are having special educators, and there is a lot of emphasis on the extracurricular activities. You see, the children are experiencing train ride. They are visiting, exploring the process, different places, in and in a way having awareness of their emotional health, having awareness of the energy what they have. So in a way, this was not going to be possible without the collaboration and the support of the overseas partners. And this is not all about highlighting only the walking examples. I just tell you, we feel very much, it's a soul-filling job to see the confidence of children. The way girls and the boys are sitting together, the gender gap and the gender disparity, it has been addressed in such a way that now there is a harmonious energy in the class. Girls and boys are studying together, jumping together. Even girls are playing volleyball and soccer. So it's all about reinventing and resurrecting the well-beings of the cross communities through tender tools. Because this is the last generation of children what we philosophically in our inception, in our vision, believe educating. Because we want to work with the children in such a way that they should be able to take care of their own children in future. So there is a lot of emphasis on the confidence building. There is a lot of emphasis in preserving even the innate humble qualities of the children. A child was born. It is not it is not about forcing all information through the classroom systems, but entertaining curriculum and together with volunteer, intercultural atmosphere, and this is how the children are supposed to look the world differently. And there are many stakeholders in my team. Now we have some overseas friends. They're also contributing. We have some passionate teachers. Even we are imparting certain trainings to the teachers so that they can understand the class productivity in how to teach in a fun-filled way, in how to remove the pressure into pleasure. So the tools are being used, and you see, to have a partner like Right to Smile is always an asset. Right to Smile is one of the founding, in a way you can say a stakeholder of what we are doing over here. We are working with the special children and the women, emphasizing a lot on the inclusiveness. Our children are, learning, or special children especially, getting an opportunity to get involved with the normal children. And this is how we are building breezes and trying to let the children community integrated and trying to share some inclusive approaches. So we learned quite a lot from the volunteers. We learned quite a lot from the visitors and the partners. I take once again the opportunity to thank all our former volunteers, or the volunteers prospectives, or the volunteers might be in a way thinking of volunteering somewhere. I must tell that you are absolutely bringing huge dose of inspiration that we need to work with the children and community. Thank you very much, and namaste. Hope to see or hope to cross the ways again, or for the friends who are new, hope to cross the ways, and let's see in this experiment in gross generosity together with kindness and compassion, consciousness. I wish to continue with this journey of transformation with all of you, with your blessings, with your insights, and not only with your material resources, but also certain inner resources that each one of us is. We are not concerned about the qualifications of volunteers. We rather see kindness and compassion, and we encourage you to come and practice the real version of kindness and compassion, and try to build the layers around you and share that goodness, share that warmth, share that vibes with the children. So let's see, and we wish together that every child has right to smile. Namaste.